Hey everyone, it's Thyworm here, and in this day 1 update video I just wanted to let you know how the build is going, if this guy will shut up. Yeah, how the build is going, what I've been doing, and you can tell the time. It is 20:53. In about 23 hours ago the league launched. I have played a good bit of that time, 19 hours and 20 minutes. You can draw your own conclusions there. But safe to say, I have made quite a bit of progress. So I wanted to, just walk you through that. And maybe do a little bit of a showcase as well. It's going to be a one take either way, because I'm not going to be editing this. Alright, starting with the character, level 94, almost level 95. Primarily because I'm quite tanky. This is quite a tanky build, and I'm just not dying a whole lot. So that's all good. Defenses, 80 for most of it. I even found I think it's my shield. Yeah, it's my shield. That gives me +2 maximum cold res, so that's a little bit of extra. I'm almost chaos res capped. I did swap the golems though. Now I'm running a stone golem. You can still run a chaos golem, of course. So resistance is looking very good. Health pool, not bad. 4, 5, 6, 7. Decent. Attributes, very solid, very healthy. You don't even need this many, but just good to have. Then that's not a concern either. And well overcapped on resistances too. So the basics are all in order. Block, also good. If I just do this and I cast 74 attack block, 76 spell block. As advertised, I would say, right? So, very good. Ailment immunity, all chill. No issues there. The tree I will really not go into too much because you have the guide, right? So just follow the guide. The only thing I'm pivoting towards a little bit is I take some extra life here. And that's about it, because I don't need the dexterity here, expertise. So I have a few extra points, but that is about it. And I've been making some ghastly eye jewels. So these are pretty good. Some life, poison avoidance, physical damage, and then 6% chance to blind. I have another one over here. Attack and cast speed, taunt, fizz, and then some energy shield. And a third one is just flat damage, attack and cast speed, and then poison. Poison is pointless, right? That doesn't matter. But all good. So tree should be very recognizable. In terms of Atlas, I did actually start going into Abyss for my second tree because I wanted the Darkness Enthroned. So I spec'd more into Abyss. And what I did is basically, in terms of progression, I did the campaign. Then I started rushing my Void Stones. Because here is my Atlas. So I started rushing the 2 Void Stones, which I managed to get in about 10 hours. So about 10 hours in, relatively comfy, didn't die a whole lot. I can do slash deaths. It's not going to be many, right? 12. Not much at all, I think. In about 10 hours, I managed to get these Void Stones. I didn't run these maps corrupted. I am doing that now, actually. So I just ran these maps rare for the most part. And managed to get these 2 Void Stones. And then I decided to play a little bit with the league mechanic, which I've also done in between. And then now I'm focusing on the rest of the Atlas and just the Atlas bonuses, getting the 100 points, getting all my stuff together, the trees and whatnot, right? So the Atlas passive tree is a little scuffed because I just haven't been paying too much attention to it. But I have done it pretty much as in the guide, right? Searing Exarch Ritual. That is one tree, and the other is Abyss and Exarch. I just went a bit more into Abyss. So that is that's the trees, that's the Atlas, that's my passives. Let's look at the gear. The gear pretty decent as well. So I have this wand. Well, there's some sort of airplane flying over. I'm sure you can hear that, but we're just going to continue. Or it's a helicopter, who knows. decent. It's got attack and cast speed, it's got minion damage and a trigger wand. And I managed to have 2 blues in there. So I have 10 quality on elemental weakness and 10 quality on flesh offering. Not bad. This thing +1, all minions, and then a decent base. Here my specters and my animate guardian is in here. Shield. I do have a +1, but I still need to craft a bit on it. So right now this is my shield with a very nice block chance on it. So it's got 35% block, which helps a lot, of course, in getting block capped. Also a very nice amulet with tons of stats and life and some chaos res and rarity. This is basically everything you want except maybe the +1. I have, you see, intangibility on quite a few of my items. I've been using the new crafting quite a bit. I like it very much. I found this 6-link in Ritual. Ritual is amazing, right? I've told you guys before. This 6-link comes right out of Ritual, so that's pretty good, of course. So my SRS is on a 6-link with elemental damage, unleash, minion damage, ruthless, and melee splash. I have multistrike in the offhand as well. Right, so here's multistrike. I'm currently leveling. I made it 20 quality, and I'm also leveling a bunch of raised specters in the hopes of corrupting those into a level 21 gem for later in the build. Here are my golems on a decent gloves, I would say. Also decent life, some dex, fire and chaos res. The darkness enthroned, a 98% increased effect of socketed abyss jewels. You can get this from the new abyss. And then of course I was very lucky with the roll. And I have crafted this as well. You can, and I'll show you the ducat. With the Merrick's Ducat, you can augment a rare abyssal jewel with a random additional modifier and corrupt it, even if it's already at maximum modifier count. So what I did with this beauty is this was an abyss jewel with just 4 mods. And then I did all flame crafting with that Ducat that I just showed you. And then you get 4 choices. You can pick one and then it's corrupted. So then you're done. But this is a great way to finish your abyss jewels. So I'm gonna definitely farm a few more of these. These just drop in the voyages. I have another one. This is just decent, all things considered. And then boots, movement speed, some life, some mana, energy shield recharge. It's kind of nice. Let me just close the window for this. I don't know what's going on outside. Okay, better. I can still craft something on here. I just don't know what. I could do chaos or something, right? Then I'm capped again. But it's okay. Flasks, bleeding, recovery. This should be instant actually, but it's kind of okay. And then automated flasks. Movement speed, evasion, armor, and reduced curse effect. As described in the guide. That's the gear. The new socket gems that they're all white is of course a godsend. I think we can all agree. And I think rather than doing, let's talk about the specters. Right, so I have to zoom in a little bit. I got a forest warrior, and I found also already a perfect thunderbird. And the third guy is still, not sure you can make him out. Here he is. The third guy is still the monkey. So this is a Carnage chieftain for frenzy charges. So I have permanent onslaught, I got grace, and then I have frenzy charges. That is my Spectre army currently. You can right click these days the animate guardian. You can see what he has. He has a dying breath, he has a leer cast. This thing gives him a little bit of damage and some chaos res. Oh, not even chaos res, no. No chaos res. But you know, sometimes desecrated ground, I don't know if it really helps. This is shocked ground when moving, which is not too bad. And here he has conduit, which means that sometimes he will share charges with the rest of the party, which he sometimes does. So this is the gear, and pretty good also. So the build, I would say no surprise. Now let's get to the sovereign, the boat. You can type /boat. And then you get here. You can also go fight away stones. I have done quite a few of these mechanics. So if you do the quest and you select the storage affinity, all of these things end up in here. You have 3 types, right? And then you can chart them, right? And we can quickly chart one. I'll show you how I do this. I just put it in. You say descend. I'll turn down the sound a little bit. I got 7 all flame lanterns. I put them on automated, right? And what I'm doing is I just make a round, basically. Because this isn't too special. Most of the time you don't really find much at all. So I just make a round, hoping to hit something. You can kill some monsters, you cannot kill some monsters. You get, of course, the juice. Right, you get the juice, but for the most part, you just want to do this and then go back up. And that's it. That's how I chart. And then you end up with a charted thing, and then you can do a voyage. Now, I will do a voyage, and that will then also be the showcase. So this will definitely take a little bit more time, but then, you got a decent idea of what's going on. I have so far divided them between things that I don't think are good. I will show you that now. And then other things that are sort of okay, maybe. I am honestly not even sure. You always start in the bottom left, and so it's a little bit up to you how you want to do this. You can make something like this. You can also make a snake, which is what I have done before as well, so that it's a little bit easier to navigate, right, the whole thing if you make a snake. So you have definitely, I would say, some options.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Let's see if we can so this he won't do that, right? He won't do that either. And you have to put in all of them, right? Otherwise it doesn't work. So this might be okay. This is not a great layout, of course, but okay, it's fine, right? You can begin the voyage. The area is level 83, and then yeah, so far I don't find it too rewarding. There are, of course, all sorts of things with like adjacent and whatnot, but it is really not that rewarding. Definitely kill the rares, because they may drop those ducats here. The Merrick one, right? That is one here, another, right? So absolutely, I'm looking for these. And you can also have a look at the map mods. So it will tell you for sometimes like, hey, monsters here, they drop a Val Orb, or monsters here, they drop something, right? So again, definitely kill all of the rares that you see, because they have very often bonuses. And now the layout that you can kind of see on the overlay. Here, another Merrick, right? The layout that you can kind of see on the overlay is what you just made. It helps if you have a bit of a strict filter, which I don't have. If you don't have a strict filter, you're gonna be sending a lot of stuff back up. I will say. But it's kind of okay. And then sometimes you have some buffs here. Recover all, or gain additional lanterns. So now I'm at 59. If I click this thing, I'm up to 62 again. So this just allows you basically to travel further. I haven't been able to, let's say, discover too many tactics yet. I do think that, for example, the certain types of enemies drop certain things, because you always are fighting the same types of enemies. So you fight these like starfish, and then the sort of more octopus guys that I just got the Merrick ducats from. So I think there is definitely some deterministic aspects to this, and I'm sure people smarter than me will figure that out. But for now, it's kind of whatever. I think these are just terrible. This is also why I didn't really do too much, but yeah, it's just tormented spirits. And they will possess something, right, like this guy. So maybe it's not as terrible as I thought, but yeah. And then I think you should just try and cover as much as you can. It doesn't really matter if you don't cover everything. I think the more that you run this, the better of an idea you will have what kind of works, what doesn't. Something I absolutely do not focus on is sort of how much juice you're getting, right? So this all-time crafting juice, the green juice, you need it for crafting, but it's not a thing at all. Like, I have so much of it, and at least up until now, and I've been actually crafting quite a bit, but up until now you're not even close to running out. So that is not the reason why you're doing this, I would say. I think it's the rares for now, it's the ducats. It's a decent experience too, by the way, just running around here, and it's reasonable loot, I guess, but it's not like I think running red altars in semi-juiced tier 16s is probably a better, you know, a better time investment. Now you have these capsules, right? So every now and then you should open up your inventory and see how far you have gone. Because once you're full, you can load your stuff into one of these all flames. And I'm still picking up all of the uniques, and then whenever I find a unique, I take it off the filter. So this is why, for example, that ambusher right there shows up. Yeah, you will get the occasional buff. Here's another ducat. And then you can run, here's some loot. This is sometimes also sunken loot. This is typically currency. You may find a message in a bottle here or there, which can be a unique, for example. So now I've covered this part, right, and then I just move to the next. The only thing you can sort of see up front is where those capsules are, that you can move either yourself up or the loot up. You can let these guys out and just let them possess them, I suppose, and then see what happens. I'm not entirely sure if this is any good. Maybe someone will sort of discover a strategy that you can do with these, right? Because there is definitely agency to the whole thing. I just found so far the modifiers and the things that you can choose not all that impactful. I think part of that is just because it's too new, right? So now I'm full. Now I can run to one of those. And you will just put everything in that you found. And then later you get a little... Here, send to surface. And then later you get a little loot box, basically, in the ship, in the sovereign. This should be another Merrick, I think. Yeah? Oh, here, Captain's Bane. So this is a boss. And I get the Ghost Flame Blade. So I think that's a special unique that you only get from that guy. First time I'm seeing it, so it's actually quite exciting. Yeah, and you just do this until you run out of lanterns. And I don't think you should feel bad if you don't make it to a certain section or something. I don't think that matters too much. Here's another boss, right? Phil Scrabble. He gives you a lot of sulfur. That's your crafting material. And then you could just continue. It's really up to you a little bit how you want to approach this. Otherwise, it's fun enough. The charting of the maps before you can place them in a voyage, I think, is quite tedious already after one day of play. So I wonder how they're gonna do it. Sure, it takes you 20 seconds, but it is pretty boring and there's hardly any loot in those things. So it's a little questionable if it's required at all, right? Should we have that or not? But I'm sure the league mechanic, as per usual, it will get buffed. It always gets buffed after a while. So I'm close to being done here. I will open a few more of these cages, maybe make it to the next sort of capsule. Kill, of course, all the monsters. Get myself some more experience. And the paladin crown. So here's some more loot, but there's no real way of telling like where that loot is gonna be, right? So it seems so far quite random where you will find these things. Here's altar to the goddess. You sometimes get an offering or even a special offering. I've had that as well. Yeah, you know, for the most part, I think pretty fun. Here, now you can call the capsule which you came in here with, and now it's sort of an extraction, well, not a shooter, but like an extraction game where you gotta sort of defend yourself against the last waves. This build is very suited for this, as I think you can tell, right? You can just stand here as with most league mechanics. Sometimes in place I do a shield charge so that I keep my block up. You get back into the sphere and then you're up. Now you may get some more loot. You get a lot of the sulfur, right? I just got like 25k sulfur. Especially you find every now and then some more things, so you can take that downstairs to Vesper. Let's just do that. You can take it to him. Here, turn in the spectral infuser. Essences, shrine, and strongboxes can appear in your charts. So the league mechanic does get more and more rewarding over time. I think that is also fair to mention. Now, fortunately, Val, if you do Control Alt and you click her, she identifies everything for you. If you Alt click her, you can sell stuff to her. Can be all flame crafted as if rare. Interesting. Okay. So you can just sell stuff if you want to her. You can put the rest in the stash. Including this weapon, and then here in the collect loot is whatever you send back up. You will still in some cases need to identify it, but this is a whole inventory. You can just take it. I hope there will be a button at some point that it's like take all, unless I'm missing something, but I don't think it's there. That would be a nice quality of life, because sometimes if you have a better voyage than what I just did, you're gonna spend a lot of time clicking. So yeah, that's the league mechanic. I think it's okay. I think it will be buffed maybe a little bit. Maybe I should just play more and figure out better how to maximize the profits. I'm sure there is some agency to it. Right now, I would say it's a 7 out of 10. The league is, of course, more than a 7 out of 10 because it's a fresh start. It's a great build. I'm having a great time. I'm only talking about the league mechanic here. I love most of the other changes, by the way. New Abyss is cool. I haven't really done Legion much yet. And yeah, tomorrow I'll just talk and jab a bit more about the build or some other stuff that I encountered probably in 24 hours of time. So I'm gonna keep it here. Hopefully you have now a decent idea of where I am and what I've been up to. Guys, hope you have a great league start as well. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.